Good evening, Jessica Van Vonderen with ABC News Sunday. The Labor Party has used its campaign launch in Brisbane to try to assure voters it's united and ready to take government in a fortnight. Matt Wordsworth attended today's launch and joins me now. Matt, what were the main themes?
Well, Jess, it wasn't just about the Labor Party or its policies. It was carefully crafted to try to reassure Australians that Bill Shorten is ready and able to be Australia's 31st Prime Minister. He made more than $700 million in new promises in this final major set piece of Labor's campaign. But the vast bulk of what's being offered is built on policies Labor's run on for 6 years. Experience, unity and stability were also prominent themes, with constant reminders of the bruising upheaval the coalition's been through in the 6 years since a Labor Prime Minister was last in the lodge.
Paul Keating, Kevin Rudd and Gillard.
Warriors past came in peace, leaving Labor's women of the present to go on the offensive.
They are small men with small ideas
Against the men of the Morrison ministry.
Scott Morrison is a motor mouth running on empty.
Well, goodness me.
And a wife who seldom strides across the party's platforms to tell of a leader's qualities that no one else could.
Caring, smart, funny, gentle. He's a wonderful dad. A terrible dancer. Will you please welcome my husband, Bill Shorten?
On his second tilt at office in his second campaign launch, Mr Shorten honoured his elders and set his sights on emulating them.
My fellow Australians, at this election, you have the power to change our country for the better.
Over 50 minutes, his hopeful frontbench behind and others who never got to lead in government out front, commitments on climate action were restated.
The case for change is night and day, black and white.
As were plans to tackle low wages.
Converting the minimum wage into a living wage.
Along with new promises, $200 million for youth mental health services, more for hospitals.
We will put $500 million to upgrade emergency departments to bring down waiting times right across Australia.
And the offer of extra tax incentives for businesses that hire workers aged under 25 or over 55. It's billed as a tax cut, to contrast with the billions in loopholes or tax increases funding Labor's agenda and spearheading the government's campaign against it.
For a fair go for all Australians, wherever they live, however much they have, vote Labor. Thank you very much.
This pitch is a political game changer, deliberately targeting tax increases for some through grand redistribution, all in the name of fairness. Succeed, and Bill Shorten will lead a government distinctly different to any other in 3 decades. Fail, and no opposition will likely repeat this policy experiment for many elections to come.
And as success is their preference, helpful hands come in from everywhere.
Oh, walking around with a lump of coal. I mean, you know, coal's a fossil, and the problem is the Prime Minister's a fossil himself. He's a fossil with a baseball cap, but he's a fossil.
Still plenty of fight left in Labor's warriors of old. Greg Jennett, ABC News, Brisbane.